We have breaking news into Sports Center. Senior NBA insider Shams Charania joining us now. Shams, what can you tell us?
Jay, Luka Doncic, the All-NBA star for the Lakers, has signed a 3-year, $165 million max contract extension. He was set to be a free agent next offseason, but he commits to a 3-year extension now. And this is 6 months to the day that he was traded in February to the Lakers in arguably the most stunning sports deal ever. And this is a massive change for Luka Doncic. Being in Los Angeles, it's been an emotional last 6 months, but he commits now to the Lakers through the next 3 years. And Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, the new owner Mark Walter, they've built a close rapport with Luka Doncic and his inner circle to get him to commit here. And now Luka Doncic, he's going to be the face of this Lakers organization moving forward. When they acquired him in that trade, they wanted him to be the face for the next decade. And already this offseason, I'm told he's recruited Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton to the Lakers. And most importantly, Jay, about the money as well. In that trade, he lost out on a Supermax contract with the Mavericks this offseason. But in 2028, he's going to have a player option in that deal. He can opt out of the deal and sign a projected 5-year, $417 million contract that would then allow him to recoup all the money that he lost in that Supermax that he missed out on this offseason. So Luka Doncic is committed to the Lakers, 3 years, $165 million today.
Committed to the Lakers for 3 years and with an opportunity to recoup all the money lost after the trade from Dallas to Los Angeles. It looks like a good day to be Luka Doncic. Shams Charania breaking the news here on SportsCenter about Luka's new contract. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, Luka Doncic off to an historic start to his career, averaging the 6th most points per game through a player's first 7 seasons in NBA history. The only players who have averaged more points than Luka through their first 7 seasons, look at the list, look at the names. They are all
NBA here on HQ. The Los Angeles Lakers and star Luka Doncic have agreed to a contract extension that's reportedly worth 3 years, $165 million with a player option for 2028. He was eligible for as much as a 4-year deal and $222 million, but once this 3-year deal expires, he could sign a 5-year Supermax with the Lakers. Doncic would have been eligible for a 5-year, $346 million Supermax if the Mavericks had kept him. Instead, they sent him to Los Angeles in a historic and stunning blockbuster trade just about 6 months ago. Let's go ahead and bring in our NBA analyst, John Gonzalez. John, we just went through the details there. This was a pretty easy decision, wasn't it, for Luka to set him up for that Supermax down the road, right?
Yeah, this is a way for Luka to re-enter free agency. So when he moved on from the Mavs, or when the Mavs rather moved on from him, it cost him a whole bunch of money because he was set up to get the Supermax contract in Dallas. Once he moves to LA, not eligible for it. So he could have signed, as of today, a 4-year deal. Instead, he signs a 3-year deal for $165 million with that player option, which puts him back into free agency sooner in 2028, where he'll be eligible to, and just everybody take a second, if you're not sitting down, you should, because in 2028, he will be eligible to sign a 5-year deal for $417 million. That is a spicy meatball, but he is going to get that money. So that's why he decided to sign the shorter 3-year deal. And then the Lakers, they're setting this whole thing up to build around him, especially next offseason when they're going to have oodles of cap space. LeBron, his $52 million player option will come off the books. A whole bunch of other players will come off the books, like Rui and Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber and Jackson Hayes, potentially. They might keep some of those guys. But this whole thing is to set up around Luka moving forward for the future.
Yeah, so it looks like Luka is the star in Tinseltown moving ahead way down the road. What does it say about the relationship between Luka and the Lakers that they're doing this deal to set up for even a longer-term commitment sometime down the road?
Yeah, I mean, when Luka falls into their lap, this whole thing changes, right? I mean, previously it was LeBron's team. Maybe if Luka doesn't come, you're offering LeBron the 1-and-1, the extra 1 year plus a player option that he wanted this offseason that they ended up denying him. But it changed everything. It changed the total calculus of how the Lakers are going to construct their roster moving forward. When Luka comes, all of a sudden you go, okay, LeBron, we love you. Thank you so much for your service, but we're not going to give you that 1-and-1 deal. You can go ahead and pick up that player option. And in fact, we're happy for you to do that, because then next offseason, you come off our books and we're going to have so much cap space that we can then reallocate to build around Luka. So, yeah, once Luka goes to LA, the whole thing becomes about a 26-year-old rather than LeBron James, who is now 40 and will be 41 in December.
Right now, the West still seems like it is the Thunder's to win. But with Luka here now, does this kind of maybe change the landscape going forward? You mentioned the cap space down the road. Is this a place where we could see maybe the beginnings of a super team forming?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, the Lakers are always an attractive destination, right? I mean, I live in Los Angeles. Southern California is beautiful all year round. In the offseason, Mike, basically the entire league moves here. In August and September, the league goes dormant. The players come out here. They all practice together. There's famous games that run at the UCLA gym. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to be a destination regardless. And then when you add in Luka, absolutely no doubt about it. However, as you mentioned, the West is loaded, right? So right now, this year, the Lakers are going to be in the mix in that like 5, 6, 7 seed, somewhere in that area, because you've got Oklahoma City ahead of them. You've got the Rockets and the Nuggets ahead of them. Probably the Clippers. I think they're probably in the mix that the Lakers are. Somewhere in that like Golden State Warriors, Minnesota Timberwolves tier, where you're fighting for that final playoff proper spot, or maybe you're in a play-in situation in that 7, 8 seed. But they're going to be good. They were good last year with that 3 seed, but it's really about moving forward. It's not so much about this season for the Lakers, despite the fact that they've got Luka and LeBron, 2 guys who are all NBA. It's really about, who knows how many more years LeBron has left, but it's really about at 26 years old, thinking about the future for Luka and the Lakers. And yes, they're going to be a magnet for superstars who might want to play with him in Los Angeles.
All right, Luka and the Lakers tied together for at least a few more years. John Gonzalez, thank you for joining us here with this breaking news on CBS Sports HQ. We touched on it, talking about how and who might win the West. Well, the Thunder right there, still the best odds in the NBA to win the finals, sitting at plus 230. The Lakers there have the 7th best odds at plus 1,700, with how that roster is currently eligible for 4-year extensions with their respective teams. We're talking deals that could be worth north $200 million. CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez joining us now. A couple of questions on this, especially with Luka. That's where we'll start. His potential extension with the Lakers. Let's start with the basics. How many years do we think Luka will extend there, if he is going to extend there? And what kind of money is he going to pull down?
Yeah, so today, Mike, he's eligible to extend for 4 years and $229 million. He could take that. My suspicion is, and I know that there were some Lakers fans last night, the clock struck midnight, 12:01. People were freaking out online. Why hasn't the Luka news broken about him taking this deal? Is he going to or not? Yes, he's going to sign an extension. My suspicion, though, Mike, is that he will take a lesser deal of 3 for $165 million with a player option on the back end. Now, why would he do that? The answer is because that way he can recoup some of the money that he lost when he was traded from the Mavs, and he lost the opportunity to sign a 5-year supermax. So this way he gets put back into a free agency situation sooner, and if he's still with the Lakers at that time, which we suspect he will be, then he can recoup some of that money and sign that monster supermax contract. Now, last year, you'll remember that he had a calf injury. He only played 50 games. He was still acclimating to the Lakers with LeBron. Yes, they were the 3rd seed, but they got bounced in the first round by the Wolves. So Luka still has a lot of business to do, up to and including signing that contract. But fear not, Lakers fans, he will sign on that dotted line. They're going to build this team around him with DeAndre Ayton and LaRavia and Marcus Smart, because they have a whole bunch of cap space that they're going to be able to clear next year, especially if LeBron James and that $52.6 million player option comes off the books. So Luka will be locked up long term, and then they can build the team around him.
Luka in LA. Laker fans happy to hear that. Let's move on to De'Aaron Fox. Like Luka, relatively new to their current team. What kind of extension should we expect for Fox in San Antonio?
Yeah, so De'Aaron Fox is eligible tomorrow to sign the same deal that Luka can sign today, 4 years for $229 million. Now, I mentioned with Luka, he's probably going to take a shorter deal so he can get recycled back into free agency sooner and recoup some of that money. With De'Aaron Fox, it's not the same deal. He's probably going to sign, almost certainly going to sign the 4-year deal worth $229 million, because unlike Luka, he's not an all-NBA player. He's not a threat to win MVP. He's not the kind of guy who's going to have those escalators built into his contract that can jack up his deal. So if you're De'Aaron Fox, you move on from the Sacramento Kings, you put your hand up and say, it's been real here in Sacramento. We thank you so much. But as he said, he only wanted to go to one destination, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. So if you're the Spurs, you're happy to give him that 4-year deal for $229 million. Wemby has recently been cleared of his blood clot issues. They bring in Luke Cornett and Kelly Olynyk. They've got Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, and that kind of wonky backcourt with De'Aaron Fox, because they don't have a ton of shooting there, but they do have a lot of playmaking. So De'Aaron Fox is going to be their lead guard. They're going to figure out who's going to play alongside him with Stephon Castle, the Rookie of the Year, and their new second overall draft pick, Dylan Harper. But they're really excited about what they're building in San Antonio, and they're going to have De'Aaron Fox around for the long term.
Fox and Wemby sounds like a pretty good 1-2 punch there in San Antonio. John Gonzalez, thank you so much for joining us here on HQ on a Saturday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the odds to win the NBA title this year. And look at that. The Thunder plus 230 have the shortest odds to defend their title, right? The Cavs plus 750 right behind them. The Knicks also out of the East at 850, followed by the Nuggets, Rockets, and Magic. And in that top 5